What's good, boys? In this video I'm going to explain you in detail how you can start running ads for your clothing brand today. I'm going to go full in-depth about what you need to have before starting to run the ads, how do you set up the ads, and what you should be looking out for after you set up the ads. So stay tuned. So without further ado, I'll just go straight into the Miro board and then to the ads manager and show you everything step by step. So before even thinking of starting your campaigns, there are a couple things I need to think of. First of all, you need to have a lot of creatives ready. You can't just have 2 photos of your product and think you have enough content to actually run ads. It's not how it works. You need to have a lot of creatives ready to test things out. Then you also need to have a good website, because if your website is trash, no one's going to put their credit card information, or no one's going to buy from you. They're not going to trust you. So that's pretty much self-explanatory and the basics. So another thing you need to think of is your profit margin. If you have a pretty low profit margin, ads are not for you, because you need to think that you have ad spend as well. So if on a $50 product you are making only $2 profit, you're not going to run ads from it. Okay, it's not worth it. Then the last but not least, a good product, because if your clothing looks like absolute trash, you're not going to make any profit from the ads. Okay, so onto the campaigns itself. If you have a low budget, and when I say low budget is anywhere from 40 to 100 bucks a day, because let's be realistic, if you have $5-10 a day only to spend on ads, you're not gonna make any money. You're far better just going full organic and not even bothering with ads, because you don't have enough money for the Facebook algorithm to actually work. Okay, so just only start running ads once you have actual budget to run the ads. So with that said, I would start a CBO campaign, and I would go with 2 ad sets, one for statics and one for videos. On statics, I would put all the images like you have ready, all the static photos, all that stuff. And for videos, I'll go with all the videos you have ready and just put it there. Maybe just go look 4 or 5 creatives. You don't want to spread out your budget too much, especially if you're running like 40 bucks a day. You don't have a lot of money, a lot of budget to test things out. So just go with like 3-4 ads in each ad set and you're good to go. Okay, don't overcomplicate things. Then after you start running the campaign, let it run for at least 5 days before making any significant changes. Okay, the algorithm needs time to actually give you data for you to analyze and act accordingly. So what you're going to notice probably after this 5 days is some creatives are going to do better than the others. Does this mean they're all winning creatives? No. What this means is you need to analyze stuff. So like Facebook is going to give the most of the budget to either the one that performs better or the one that has the cheapest traffic. And this is the part where you look at the CTR and all the metrics that are important for you to actually figure out if the creative is a winner creative or not. Because let's say you have a creative that is getting a lot of impressions, but that the CTR is like 0.5 or 0.6. It's not a good creative, and you're just getting traffic because it's cheap traffic, and that's it. And you need to cut off those creatives. So after you actually figure out and test and get creatives that have good CTR, that have a low CPM, and that are actually maybe even bringing you sales, you have found your winning creatives. And then you're going to create variations of those specific creatives and see which one performs better. And that's how you're going to find your final winning creatives that you're going to put on the scaling campaign. And what the scaling campaign is a campaign where you put all the ads that are winners, that are validated winners, ads that you know that will perform because they performed before. And you're going to put everything inside your campaign, and you're going to pretty much run and optimize it as needed. And that's how you set everything up. That is the structure that you're going to need. And now let's get straight into the ads manager for me to show you exactly step by step how to start running your ads. So now let's get straight into the ads manager. I'm going to show you step by step what you need to do in here in order to start publishing your first campaigns. But before I do that, don't forget to subscribe and let's get straight into it. So you're going to press this big green button here that says create, and then you're going to go straight to sales because you want to get sales from your ads. Now in campaign details, you're going to leave everything as it is. Advantage plus catalog, it's probably going to be turned off, but if it's on, you can turn it off. Campaign budget, let's just say the 40 I told you before in the Miro board, and you're not going to touch anything else, because for special ad categories, it's just if you're running ads for real estate or let's say loans or credit cards or wherever. So let's go to the new ad set now. And here's your ad set name. And conversion location, this is where you want the conversion to happen. So you want people to buy on your website. So we're going to redirect people to your website. So you're going to select website. And on performance goal, leave it as maximized number of conversions. Okay, always leave it as maximized number of conversions. Don't select anything else. Data set, this is where you connect your pixel. So you're going to, the pixel you set up on your website, you're going to connect it here. And then you're not going to touch anything else. On budget strategy, this is where you select when you want to start running your campaigns. So let's say I want to start running my campaigns tomorrow at 9 a.m. So I just come here and select 9 a.m. and my campaigns are going to start running tomorrow at 9 a.m. and I don't touch anything else. Now for audiences, this is one of the most important parts. So location, mine is set to Portugal because I'm based in Portugal, but yours is probably going to be set up for something else. So let's just select United States, for example, and I'm going to delete Portugal, and I'm running ads to the United States only. Then you're going to show more controls, and you're going to see that you can select an age gap. You can only select the minimum age. So how do we fix it? If I want to run ads like for people from 18 all the way to 30, I'm going to come here to further limit the reach of your ads, and I'm going to switch setup. Now I can select the age gap that I want. So I want to run ads for people between 18 and 30. If it's like a streetwear brand, this is probably what I should do. I'll just run to 18 to 30. And genders, I will just leave it as it is, because like a girlfriend can buy her boyfriend like clothing, or they even can buy for themselves, even if it's a streetwear brand. I would just select like male or female if it's a super niche thing. Let's say you are selling women dresses, like women dresses. You're gonna select women because there's no point in running ads for men in that specific case. But unless it's a super niche thing, just go with all. Just make it broad. On custom audiences, you're not going to select anything, and interesting, you're not going to select anything as well. Just leave it broad as it is. Now onto placements. You're going to go show more settings, and you're going to disable audience network, threads, and messenger, because you don't want to run ads on those platforms. Now Facebook, if it's a clothing brand that people above 35 or 40 would use, just leave it. If it's not, which is probably the case of you on that side watching the video, just disable Facebook and go only on Instagram. Now, placement controls, I just leave everything as it is, except this thing, Instagram profile feed. I normally don't use it. You can leave it, but I normally don't use it because those are the ads that pop up when you are scrolling for someone's profile. And it's a really like a little bit invasive and all that stuff. So I don't tend to use it, but you can test it out with it. It's not gonna kill all your campaigns, okay? But yeah, I normally don't use it. So I just remove this, and I leave everything as it is. Guest stories and reels, yeah, I'll let my ad show up there. Search results, apps and sites, doesn't have anything selected. And that's everything there is to know on the ad set level. So now onto the ads. This is where you put, let's say, ad 1. If you want to test like one specific ad, then you're going to connect your pages, leave it as manual upload, and on the format, you're going to select if you want to upload a video or a single image, or if you want to upload a carousel, for example. If you want to post more than one photo of your product, for example. Multi-advertiser ads, you can leave this on or off. I normally turn it off but you can test it out with it as well. What this is those ads that show up next to other people's ads. If I could click this, I can show you better for you to understand. It's, let's say, this carousel of ads you see sometimes when you're scrolling. Those are the multi-advertiser ads, and in here on the reels, when you're watching reels and you see 4 ads popping up next to each other, those are the multi-advertiser ads. I don't really use them most of the times, but you can test it out if you want, but I would just not use them, to be honest. Website. In here, you want to send people to your website, but you don't want to send people specifically to your homepage. You want to send people that click on your product specifically to that product's page. Okay, so let's say I have, let's open up Amazon, for example. Let's just select Amazon. Let's say this is your home page, but you want to sell this Gladiator movie, for example. You're not going to send people to Amazon.com. You're going to send people to this link, to your Gladiator movie page, and you're going to post it here, because this is going to send people that clicked because they were interested on your Gladiator movie. They are going to be sent into the Gladiator movies page. Okay, so put your product page, not your home page, in here in the website URL. And then optimize website destination, just leave this off. Browser add-on, just click none. And add creative, this is where you set your creative. So let's say I want to upload, let's try this image here, doesn't really matter. This is where you crop things in order to fit better in your ads, and that's pretty much it. On text, you had your primary text and headline, and on your call to action, you just go with shop now, which is right here. On enhancements, just turn everything off. Instead of doing this one by one and doing this for every single one, there are not many, but you can just disable it one by one. But what I normally do is I click done, and then I come all the way here, advantage plus creative enhancements, and I just press this all, turn on, turn off, and I press save, and everything is off. And that's pretty much it. Now, if you want to start another ad, if you want to put another ad here, you just create ad, just come here and create ad. And if you want to put another ad set, let's say you want to run video ads, you just come here and you create another ad set. Or you can just duplicate the ad set. If you want to create another static ad set, for example, just come here and duplicate it. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. If you are also interested in working with me, you can book a call with me in the first link in the description, and I'll hope you see you guys on the next video. Peace.